Tiny Diamond is his name, and he wears it on his chain. That's right. We're here with a review for Trolls World Tour, the much anticipated sequel to the Trolls movie. Lindsay's here. Let's give it up for Lindsay.
Hey, what's up?
Tiny Diamond Stan herself.
Uh-huh.
But we'll get right into it. Lindsay, what did you think about Trolls World Tour?
Okay, I haven't seen the first Trolls, so I guess that wasn't important because I really liked Trolls World Tour. I thought it was a lot of fun, and it was like a really sweet story, and the music was good, and the colors were amazing. The aesthetic was awesome. It was really funny. I laughed a lot at it.
Yeah, I do find it interesting that you haven't seen it, or you haven't seen the first one.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that one actually doesn't have anything necessary before going into this one. And on top of that, I was going to say the perspective of having the first one where basically the plot sort of takes them into a much like grayer environment. The plot's way different here, where even someone like the rock trolls, their colors pop in their blacks and reds really well. I think the animation took a major step up here. Obviously, like you don't have that context of the first one, but I think the first one was still fine. But this one to me, I don't know. I agree with you. Like it's lots of fun. I think some of the jokes are solid, surprisingly. Like there were a decent amount of quote unquote like dad jokes that I found myself being like, that's good, I guess.
Yeah, I did like laugh quite a few times.
Yeah.
I thought the separating by genre thing was really creative too. I thought it was really interesting to like talk about diversity and stuff to make it like understandable for young kids.
For sure. I think that was a good vehicle to sort of deal with that discussion, similar to like what Zootopia did.
Yeah.
In a surprising way, I guess. But I was just gonna mention the cast that they sort of rein in here is pretty crazy. They brought in Anderson Paak, which I really liked. He gets his own song, which I think is the highlight of the movie. And even like Sam Rockwell, Mary J. Blige. I mean, the whole cast from before, Anna Kendrick, Justin Timberlake. I don't know. I was just surprised how well like everybody worked together. And I do like, I like that you mentioned that like the whole switching genres of music makes it less unbearable. Whereas in the first Trolls movie, it's mostly just pop music and occasionally some poppy ballads that are less so that direction. But it was nice to have a change of pace in all the different music.
Yeah, for sure. Especially, I liked the like changing aesthetic that was in like every world too. Like they made like funk look like funky, and like the rock was really fun, and like they all looked different. Yeah, I thought that there was so much creativity in this movie that I really enjoyed. Yeah, the cast. Unfortunately, I feel like James Corden was a little annoying, but everyone else was pretty awesome, I think.
I would agree with the James Corden.
I just didn't want to hear James Corden sing Gangnam Style. I just didn't.
Yep. Oh, man.
Even the McElroy brothers were in this, which I love. I mean, they barely had any lines, but it was awesome.
Well,
because I'm a huge fan of theirs.
If we're talking about people that didn't really have any lines, I'm not going to lie. I was a little bit disappointed. You know, as a Tiny Diamond stan, I thought he got a little bit less screen time than I would have liked.
Yeah, it was a great like start to the movie where I was like, what is going on? But then we never saw Tiny Diamond.
One of the weird things that I was going to throw out that probably was even weirder for you not having the context of the first movie. Now, I'm not saying this makes sense with the first movie, but you sort of know it's kind of eccentric this way. The opening is like this weird trippy thing that the cloud shows. I bet that was fun.
Yeah, with the kitten.
Yes.
It was fun. I really liked how like trippy and weird the visuals got in this movie. Like the whole segment where like the tiger in the clouds and stuff. Do you remember that?
Yes, yeah. That was
I was like, what the hell? Like what is going on? I thought it was really cool actually. I really liked the look of this movie. The suicidal worm was probably my favorite character.
Well, that's what I was going to throw out. The worm literally. Look, if at this point you're sort of expecting no spoilers from Trolls World Tour, maybe step out. We'll do ratings at the end. But yeah, no, a worm sees Worm God in this movie, and it's transcendent.
It really was. I rewound that scene and watched it again because I was like taken aback by how like insane and beautiful it was. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? He just died and then he saw God and then he came back. It was beautiful, I think.
We love to see it from Worm Boy. And then the only other thing I was going to throw out, Lindsay, is we both, I think, had a similar problem with the ending. I do sort of like the whole set piece of bringing them together and then being like, oh, well, you have this villain that's trying to unite the string so everybody's rock, which is the same problem that happened with the Pop Trolls, which is introduced. I can't believe I'm saying this in a serious tone, but I feel like it's a little backhanded to have the Pop Trolls be the one that sort of like, oh, well, their queen is the one that saved us, when at the end of the day, the hip-hop trolls, the hip-hop and funk trolls are the ones that like first felt the beat inside themselves. And then Anna Kendrick's character is just like, well, she's the hero. She solved everything. And I was like, this is really on the nose, like bad messaging here, I feel like.
Yes, I completely agree with you. I thought that was like, because since they did so openly make it like a metaphor for race, I was like, this is kind of questionable ending to have like the essentially white people save the day at the end. By basically just undoing what they did in the first place, because they're the ones who originally took over and made everything pop and like erased history, basically. Which I actually really liked that part of the movie when they were talking about. She was like, well, I didn't learn that. And they were like, well, the winners book history, so you wouldn't remember that. And I was like, that's like a really cool lesson to teach kids. But then they kind of undercut it at the end by like being they had pop music, like everyone was singing pop music at the end. So I was like, okay, well, pop did win. They did take over. They're all singing a pop song together right now. Like they're like, see, we're all different but united, but like we're not different because we're all just singing a pop song together.
Yeah, it was a very odd thing to be like, oh, well, they're doing a medley of a pop song, and don't worry, the country and funk and smooth jazz, all of them get their own small little moment, but we still get pop as the main dominant thing. I was like, this is bad.
Exactly.
Yeah, especially because
really questionable.
Like, I don't know. I get like this movie needs a villain, but I thought it would have been like a neat or idea if, I don't know, like the way they do the thing where she smashes the guitar and then basically like turns everybody gray, and they're like, it's the rock girl's fault, and it's like, she didn't smash the guitar, like that was the pop queen.
She didn't smash it. Right, exactly. They should have had oh, shoot, what's his name? The guy with the long neck that was
Lindsay,
originally
I have
from
no clue their names.
Town.
I only know Tiny Diamond, I'm sorry.
Okay. Super fair. Super fair. I also anyway, you know who I'm talking about though, right? The guy that grew up with the pop.
Hopefully they know.
Yeah. Yeah, they should have had him like be like the big savior at the end instead, and be like, oh, see, like pop and rock were both equally wrong to want to take over and make everybody the same. They should have had pop music like learn that about themselves and be like, oh, oops, we should be embracing differences instead of holding the pop music up as like the hero.
Even more so, like on top of that, I thought it was really like a weird, twisted way. Like I thought the dad character was gonna be like, oh, well, I didn't tell you this because I didn't want to let you know, or like I kept this secret. Like they made him seem way more like, oh yeah, we didn't run because of you. We did the right decision. And I was like, I feel like you know more than you're letting on, Papa Troll.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
Oh, but yeah, other than that, it was fun. Like it.
Yes. I think it had a really good idea, and they just kind of messed it up at the end.
Lindsay, what did you give this film? Just to sort of wrap things up.
Okay, I rated it too high. I gave it a 7 out of 10, but I'm gonna rewatch it sober and then it'll probably lower.
So thank you guys for checking out this review. If there's more stuff you want to check out, feel free to do so. The playlist of reviews will be linked at the end of the video. Also, let us know what you thought of Trolls World Tour. If you think Tiny Diamond needed more screen timing, all that film out.